working out. Let's lower this. Hello. Hello, welcome to Vanilla & Co, where we talk about all things garden. My name is Amy, and this, of course, is the inspiration of the channel, Vanilla. So, I'm just going to get straight into it. Let's talk about the seedlings. If you haven't watched the first video, you can go back and watch it. We planted a ton of seedlings. Almost 72 of them, didn't quite get there. But today I want to give you guys an update. I did go on vacation. Left them unsupervised for 7 days. So I really want to show you guys how that ended up. Let's get to it. Surprise, here they are. They survived, they made it. I was gone for 7 days and they managed to stay alive. I did a couple of things to ensure that they wouldn't die though. Of course, I was nervous. It felt like a gamble, but thinking back on it, it's a pretty sure thing, especially if you're not leaving too long. So let's go into what I did. One of the first things that I did to prepare for leaving was moving some of the bigger seedlings. I knew that the bigger ones were going to be taking up a lot of water, and so I didn't want them to steal from the water of the other seedlings that also need it. So I ended up putting them in these cups, and they were not easy to poke holes into. The easy thing would have just been to poke holes into the cup and then fill the tray with water. So yes, it's no secret, I kept these alive by filling their bottom trays with water. Very easy for this small tray, not quite as easy for the cups, again, because I couldn't poke holes in them. If I had a soldering iron, that's what I would have done, but I don't. So what I ended up doing was cutting up a bunch of little paper towel strips so that the water would, there's a word for it. It's not osmosis. Is it osmosis? No. So that the water would wick into the cups. Is that the word? What's the word? I'll be back. Okay. So yeah. Surprise, surprise, we put water in the trays. But you really don't need to spend a lot of money to water the ones in the bigger pots. You don't need to spend any money. If you have paper towels at home, you're good. So let's go over what we did. All I did was, here, I can take one out. Dang, it's pretty soaked. I cut paper towels into little strips like this. Let's not make a mess. Little strips like that, the length of the paper towel. And I made sure to sort of bury one end of the paper towel and that the other end of the paper towel would end up in the water tray. At first it didn't look like it was really doing anything, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. They stayed alive for 7 days. I don't think it's a coincidence. So that's the main thing I did, is to keep them watered, was that. And of course you need them to maintain sunlight. I can't put these outside yet because our last frost isn't till mid-April here in zone 7. So what I did was I put them up against the window that got the most light that it could possibly get. That window is here in my living room. It's where I get the most light. It's not a south-facing window. It's probably like a southwest-facing window, but that means it gets a lot of really, really, really good southeast-facing window, which means it gets a lot of really good morning sunlight, which seems to be enough for my seedlings. They are a little leggier than they should be, but that's okay. So those were the two big things that I did, and now I can show you what actually sprouted. And I can tell you that pretty much everything, other than a small accident that I had at the beginning stages of the seedlings, but pretty much everything has grown. So I have my seedlings here. So it looks like we've got all the peppers. All the peppers did well, except the California bell peppers. I've always struggled with those, but you can see one is coming in. It's finally coming in. The tomatoes, these are San Marzano, and I'll call them Bonnie Juliet grape tomatoes because I got them from a Bonnie plant. So we got some cilantro, which you can actually only really grow when it's cold. When it's hot, it bolts too much. We have some flowers. These are some carnations. nasturtiums. These are the ones I was talking about in my first video. We have basil, which grows very easily. Corn, some form of squash. I think it's summer squash. These are flowers, scabiosa, and then these are the big ones I transplanted. We have cucumber. We have watermelon. We have, where is it? Cantaloupe. We have, I'm pretty sure this is pumpkin. We have winter squash, winter spaghetti squash, and of course we have our beans, which I'm pretty excited. I'm definitely gonna grow more of these, and I'm gonna try and direct sow some. You will see that I have this empty patch here. If you watch my first video, you'll know that I didn't put anything here, and I said I was going to. I had planned to, and I just called it a day, and I never went back to it. So I still have other things that I'm gonna plant. So round 2 is coming up soon. And speaking of vacation, we went to Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where my husband is from. We're both desert people. So it's a lot of fun living out here where it's green, but it's not a total desert out there. They do have the Rio Grande that passes through there. If you live anywhere east of the Midwest, if that makes sense, you'll know that the Rio Grande is not that grand, but it's pretty grand for a river in the desert. So go ahead and talk about some of the things that I got while I was out there. So as you guys know, every local greenhouse is going to carry different things, and different big box stores in different locations are also going to carry different things. If you're traveling somewhere, they're still definitely worth a visit. I got a couple of dahlias. These have quickly turned into one of my favorite flowers. And at least the variety that I got last year, I noticed that they are not as hard to grow as I expected or suspected, as I thought they would be. I guess I wouldn't really say expected because there was no reason for me to expect that. I just didn't really know what I was getting myself into. So I was a little nervous, but I had a ton of dahlias grow last year just from 3 different tubers that I got. And I'm pretty sure I got them at a big box store. They were a beautiful addition to my home as cut flowers, and I really enjoyed having them around. The bees loved them. Once fall came around, towards the end of fall, they actually exposed their center, and the bees would sleep on them in the cool of the day, cool of the morning or in the evening as the days got shorter, which was pretty cool to see how, God makes everything with a purpose. It really was wonderful. So I decided this year I really wanted to get into more dahlias. So I did have to repack them a little bit because they're going in my carry-on bag. So domestic flights, no issue if you're in the US. I did take them out of the dirt. I put a paper towel in some of them, and I just stuck them in with their label. So we have the Kelsey Annie Joy, which I'm super excited to grow this one. This one looks absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know if it'll always expose its center, if it'll only expose its center in the fall. So if you want to see that, just keep following my journey. We also have this mix here. So this is the honey trap. I don't know if this specific combination is what's called the honey trap. It doesn't say anything on the back about the specific dahlia variations, but I'm also really excited about this combination. It looks beautiful. And again, if you want to see that, just keep following my journey. The Sebastian, it's like a salmon color, between like salmon and, it's more of a pinky salmon than an orange salmon. And then I did buy some little bulbs here. So we have some freesias, Orange Wonder. And then, of course, I had to buy seeds from the local nursery. Especially being in New Mexico, I wanted all the chili seeds. I got a couple of my friends some green chili seed varieties, just because they also like to do some gardening. So of course I got some New Mexico green chili, heritage green chili seeds in different spice levels. So these chimayo chilies are used for ristas that you'll see all over New Mexico. Chile piquin. If your parents are Mexican or you're Mexican, you know. They're tiny, but they pack a punch. And then some habanero. I use habanero very sparingly, but we used it to break my husband's 103 fever 2 years ago, so I figured it's never too bad to have them in the garden. Chile de árbol, just used in some traditional Mexican dishes. And yeah, just some more repeats of the green chili hatch green chili. So I'm pretty excited. One thing that I did not find was I'm on the hunt for some maize corn to make like tortillas. I don't really know where to get it. If you know anywhere they sell maize, can you drop it in the comments? I would greatly appreciate it. But anyway, I appreciate you guys sticking around till the very end. If you guys have any questions, please drop them down below. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Say goodbye. Oh, I just woke her up from a nap. Thanks.